Hi Virgo, how's it going? I hope you're doing awesome. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. My name is Lynn, and I'm going to do a general reading for you today. Let's see what messages Spirit has for you. Sun, Moon, Rising signs. I'm going to do a 10-card Celtic crossbread. I'll pull all the cards, 10 cards, and then we will pull all the energies and go through each card individually. Spirit, what messages do you have for Virgo today, please? Virgo, people can show up in your reading. Kings, queens, knights, and pages. They either represent you or someone in your life. If a card comes out upside down, it means you're getting extra protection from Spirit. Okay, let's see. 10 cards, please, Spirit, for Virgo. What messages do you have for Virgo, please, Spirit? Okay, here we go, Virgo. You have the Knight of Pentacles reversed. The Ace of Swords reversed. Two of Pentacles. Page of Swords. Seven of Wands. The Judgment reversed. The Five of Swords reversed. The World. Three of Cups. 10 of Swords. The bottom of the deck is the Lovers. Okay. So, that's the Lovers is the overall energy of your reading. The message on the card is trust what you know. Trust your knowing and make a commitment. So the overall energy of your reading is about choices. It's about love. The Lovers is represented by Gemini. It's about balance, harmony, partnerships, attraction, union, choices, having your values in alignment, okay? New possibilities. It represents soulmates, kindred spirits. This card is saying that a choice is to be made. It's about different ways of making decisions. You're being asked to consider carefully how you make important decisions. Do you follow your heart? Do you do what makes sense? This card is telling you to use your head and your heart, okay, when making a decision. This card can show love and a new relationship, but a decision is to be made, okay? And this can apply to a relationship and other areas of your life, like work, finances. This card is telling you to think carefully about your future, make the right decision, don't act impulsively to get what you need right now. Okay. Then your first card that came out is the Knight of Pentacles reversed. This is either you, someone in your life, or a situation. The Knight of Pentacles, Virgo. So Virgo, this is possibly you, Virgo, showing up in your reading. So this card talks about feeling stuck. It's a card about being stubborn. It's a card of boredom. It's talking about self-discipline. Self-discipline is needed. The Knight of Pentacles reversed. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm just going to give you all What the reversed Knight of Pentacles, all the characteristics, just take what resonates and ignore the rest, Virgo, okay? The Knight of Pentacles reversed could represent someone who's obsessed with money, materialism, looks, someone who is lazy, dull, pessimistic, feels like they're working without rewards, could be a workaholic, is no initiative, is ultra conservative, a perfectionist, is cheap, impatient. It's a card of apathy, a lack of common sense, unstable, unskilled, unreliable, irresponsible, someone who's not finishing what they've started. This card could bring an unwelcome message about money, often a loss of some kind, a disappointment, or frustration due to an unforeseen delay. Existing plans may have to be aborted. Delays could cause failure. This Knight could represent a young man or woman in a general reading who is unemployed or who is uninterested in employment. This Knight represents a situation where waste, inertia, and problems with money exist. This Knight won't do anything for free, so don't ask for any favors. Maybe you're dealing with a person like this. Cheap. Could be a obsessive compulsive or antisocial. But let's just keep going. And then what's crossing you or what's challenging you or your situation is the Ace of Swords reversed, or it could be what you're celebrating. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. So the Ace of Swords reverse could represent confusion, miscommunication, a lack of assertiveness, making the wrong decision. Remember what we said about the Lover's card. This is a card of chaos, destruction, hostility, arguments. This card could indicate a painful truth or sharp cutting words. It could also be letting you know that you should let go of an idea. You have the Ace of Swords, and you also have the Ten of Swords. You have the Ace, the 5, and the 10. The Ace of Swords, even when it comes out reversed, it's still an extremely positive card. When it comes out reversed, it's just talking about delays or glitches. So what you've planned for on the spiritual plane may not manifest on the physical plane as quickly as you had hoped. And this may be causing you some frustration and tension. Okay. Lack of ideas, failure, hostility, arguments, destruction, confusion. It's telling you to rethink an idea. Your judgment could be clouded at this time. Frustration, the inability to concentrate, a lack of communication. And then your third card is the Two of Pentacles. This card represents the basis of your situation or foundation. So this card is a Capricorn energy. This card says, is telling you to adapt, stretch your resources. You're balancing your resources. You're weighing up your pros and cons. Maybe you're transferring money. You have multiple priorities. It's a card of time management, prioritization, adaptability. Again, Spirit's talking about partnerships again. Making careful considerations, using your common sense, being flexible, making responsible decisions. Okay? Adapting to change, balancing decisions, financial stress, juggling life, juggling money, balancing the books, trying to find balance. okay? Maybe taking up a side job. It could also represent, um, this card promises busy times ahead. You will have a lot of things going on, such as projects, financial concerns, or maybe health issues to juggle. This card suggests being flexible and going with the flow. It may be a challenging time, but it's temporary, okay? It's a temporary situation. Maintain your focus and it'll be over soon enough. This card could suggest either money coming from two sources or having to juggle finances to make ends meet. It could show a financial or business partnership. It's a positive card indicating good fortune and enjoyment. You may be experiencing financial difficulty, but it won't last. Better times lie ahead. A message about money could be on its way to you. You're still in the stage of deciding which of two different options to choose. Maybe you're worried about money or taking a side job to make extra money. It's time to make a choice and stick with it, even if you aren't sure of the outcome. Okay, that's what the Lover's card was talking about. Use your head and your heart when making the decision. Is what message is what Spirit is saying. Okay, sometimes Spirit will say, trust your heart, follow your heart, trust your intuition. Sometimes you have to use your brain to make sure you make the best, wisest decision. So yeah, a choice, the tension between opposites. There may be a need to decide between two strong options, like two job offers, two locations, or even two people. Um, this card represents the process of decision making, weighing up the potential positives and negatives while feeling under pressure. Again, balancing the books, keeping money flowing so income equals expenditure. There may be two bills or two commitments that need equal attention. This card is also telling you that cash needs careful management at this time. And then your fourth card is the Page of Swords. This card represents your past, but is relevant to your current situation. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. So this card is saying the Page of Swords represents someone who's very communicative, has a very sharp mind, has mental agility. So that this is either you, someone in your life, or a situation, male or female. She has a thirst for knowledge. She has new ways of communicating. She's curious, intelligent, inquisitive. She speaks out. This is about speaking out, fighting injustice. It's telling you to use your head, be truthful and direct. She could represent a clash with authority, independence. She's telling you to think before you speak. Pages are messengers, and this page may be bringing some news, some problems, and some difficulties. It could relate to a younger person, maybe your child or a younger sibling. Maybe they failed an exam, for example, or they're in trouble with the law. There's an element of experimentation indicated here. So either you or someone else is taking a risk or behaving in a risky manner that could cause some problems. This page is motivated by unconventional activity that can cause strife. Overconfidence or the ignorance of youth might also get this person into trouble. Very brilliant and sharp mind. the Page of Swords has. She's all about details, information, contracts. He or she may be entertaining, but at their worst can be the cause of barbs and gossip. This card is asking you or telling you to be mindful of all official documents, from contracts to application forms. Pay attention to the details so the information you give is clear and complete. And in relationships, this page can represent irritation and small arguments. It can show the need to be vigilant so a situation does not escalate. Okay. Maybe you might receive a message about a problem, a solution, or some gossip. And then your immediate future card, what's likely to happen very soon in your life, is the Seven of Wands upright. This card is Leo energy. So this card says you're defending yourself, or you will be very soon. You're standing up for yourself. You're standing up for your beliefs. You're fighting your corner. They're talking about that again. Fighting some kind of injustice is telling you to maintain control, persevere. You're holding your own. You have a strong will. You're taking the high road. You're fighting your corner. Competition demanding you have the upper hand. Be responsible. This is a card of responsibility. It's a card of defensiveness, but you're at a position of advantage. You're determined. This is a card of protection, challenging, protective, territorial, assertive, relentless. So someone or something has put a block in your path, and before you can move forward and continue on your journey, you have to face a challenge. Spirit saying you need to be brave, strong, and confident. This is not a fight to ignore. There's too much at stake. You can't afford to give up. You must defend yourself. Okay? Yeah, this card talks about a challenge. You may need to fend off a barrage of upcoming demands and requests, or feel you must otherwise actively defend your position. Be crystal clear about your beliefs and intentions. Communicate them precisely so you cannot be misunderstood. Then the situation won't get out of control. Be clear about your boundaries in advance so those concerned know exactly where they stand. This card could also represent a cause you feel passionate about, and you're speaking up in defense of it, or you will be very soon. Your immediate future card. This card is all about courage and determination. You're willing to fight for what you believe in, and you will stand your ground. Maybe in the past you fell into complacency, but now you're ready to face challenges. Profit and gain will come, but only after you have firmly held off your competition or enemies. You may be outnumbered, but your determination will win the day. You're discovering inner resources you didn't even realize you had, and you're using them to overcome obstacles. You have the advantage and will eventually achieve success by sheer force of will and motivation. Then the outcome that you desire most in your situation is the Judgment card reversed. So this card is about having no self-awareness. It's a card of doubt, self-doubt, self-loathing, indecisiveness, ignoring the call, unwillingness to learn karmic lessons, failure to learn lessons, a lack of self-awareness. This card can represent your inner critic, unfair blame. Interior factors are at work, but you have little or no control over them. You may be thinking about making some changes. Even if you're not sure how to handle what's happening, you must make peace with the changes. And again, this card could indicate frustrating delays or postponements, a possible loss or separation, or the need to cope with life changes. This card could also suggest, or this card warns of hanging on to the past and using it as an excuse not to move forward, or it could mean moving forward but dragging the past with you. And then your self-image card, how you see yourself, is the Five of Swords reversed. The Five of Swords is represented by Aquarius. This is a card of reconciliation, resentment, a desire to reconcile, a desire to forgive. It's a card of resolution, regret, remorse, cutting losses, compromise, peaceful resolution, moving on, communicating, risking everything. So they've talked about this already. Overcoming challenges or surrendering to challenges, releasing stress, being held accountable, can all be represented by the Five of Swords reversed. Your losses have hit you hard, and you may be in a state of great unhappiness. You might feel hurt and betrayed, angry, discouraged, but only you can pull yourself out of your misery. You may feel confused about why the crisis occurred, but deep down you know the reasons. You might not want to face them. This card could suggest an empty victory that was not worth the energy and consequences, not heeding warnings. Regret, remorse, reconciliation, being relentless again. And then your environment, or how others see you in your situation. You have the World, last of the major arcanas. This is about completion, achievement, fulfillment, wholeness, harmony. It could represent accomplishment, travel, an ending, a final reward, success. It's about big achievements. This card promises the wonderful conclusion of long-term projects and the realization of goals. This card represents success, completeness, satisfaction, fulfillment in your life. It could represent major trips, extensive travel, a successful completion of a life phase or a project. You celebrate this. You might even receive a gift or a reward. Your horizons expand, new ideas beckon. Again, physical travel, it could be an overseas adventure. Your world is happy as you look to your future. Okay? It's telling you to celebrate new life, celebrate life and welcome new energy. Success in all endeavors. Whatever you do now will prosper, whether it's a career change, a move to another place, a new relationship, rewards, recognition, acclaim. This is the end of an old cycle and the beginning of a new one. You've mastered the complexities of your inner nature and you feel supported by your inner resources. This is a time of supreme self-confidence and victory. You put your trust where it belongs, in a higher power, and now you will reap the rewards. Many possibilities and opportunities are available to you, and you're free to choose what pleases you. This card represents balance, support by unseen forces. It symbolizes the end of the spiritual journey. You're entering a place of great powers now, and sometimes great secrets. Your life will undoubtedly change. You are going to be connecting with supreme power, not the power of the material world, but of the invisible order that supports and nourishes our world and our lives. You have been guided to the successful conclusion of your spiritual journey. You will receive what is rightfully yours because you've earned it. You feel whole, complete, refreshed from your long journey and ready to begin anew at a higher level. And then your hopes and fears is the Three of Cups. What you hope for and fear the most in your situation. This card is represented by Cancer. In the zodiac, this is about friendship, collaborations, socializing, community, indulgence, happy times, abundance, reunions, healing, fulfillment, victory. Yeah, you're going to be celebrating something for sure. Something has been brought to completion. Again, like the World card, this card shows victory and success. It's time for a celebration. You're experiencing success and plenty. A time of joy and celebration is at hand. Your feelings are clear now. You understand your emotional patterns in a positive growth producing way. You're on your way, Virgo, to great things. Okay? This card could also suggest the ending of disagreements by a way of compromise, which they've already mentioned. It's an all-around good omen in financial, relationship, work, or spiritual concerns. You're celebrating with your family and friends. Anniversaries, birthdays, some kind of celebration. Parties, fun, coming together with others to relax, laugh, and let go. This is a time for some self-indulgence or overindulgence as you appreciate whatever makes you feel good. Delicious food, great company, dancing. You may have a chance encounter with someone you find attractive and you may enjoy, and you're going to enjoy the attention. This is the joy of friendship and sharing. So whatever the situation is, this card is also positive reassurance that you have your friends around you. And then your future, if all is to remain as is the Ten of Swords. So the Ten of Swords, tens represent completion. It could represent destruction, painful endings, deep wounds, betrayal, loss. It could represent having a new understanding, having a fresh perspective. It says that something is over. You fought and worked at it, but you cannot change the situation. There's no fixing it. You have to accept that this time it's just done. It's a strange moment because you thought you'd feel a lot more pain and distress, but actually you feel calm and peaceful because you're happy you don't have to fight anymore. Okay, this card represents a sudden ending, an outcome that is unexpected and sudden, the end of a job or relationship. Although this feels like a fast unraveling, on reflection you see that it may have been building for some time. There is finality here. The situation or relationship is completely over. It's kind of similar to the Death card. This card brings necessary endings, so you're able to quickly transition into a new phase. Okay, this is your future message, more like 3 to 6 months. It might not resonate right now today, but make a note of it. This card marks the beginning of the end of a period of trials and tribulations, but it can also signify the start of a new cycle, like the World card. But first you have to clear away the debris of the old cycle, and often this process is painful. Stress and exhaustion may accompany this card. You need to make a clean break from the past and its attendant pain and suffering. Whether this means a divorce, quitting a job, moving across the country, or changing a belief system. Make the break cleanly, leaving no loose ends, and do away with previous illusions that have clouded your vision, and try not to worry. Okay, Virgo, so that is your reading. Thank you for letting me channel these messages today from Spirit. I'm really grateful. Let me know your thoughts on that, if that resonated at all. I'd love to hear from you. Have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye, Virgo.